In a grand hall, high above the planet Marnak, the Galactic Council gathered. The council members were representatives from different planets, each with unique features and cultures. They sat around a large, circular table, their faces filled with concern. Today, they were discussing a topic that made many of them uneasy: Earth and its people. The leader of the council, a tall alien with shimmering blue skin named Zorak, called the meeting to order. "We have gathered here to discuss a serious issue," he announced, his voice echoing in the vast chamber. "Reports from our scouts have labeled humans as Deathworlders. This is troubling news." Whispers spread around the table. Some members looked worried, while others appeared skeptical. "What exactly does Deathworlders mean?" asked Lyra, a small green alien with big eyes. "Are they really that dangerous?" Zorak pulled up a holographic display showing images of Earth. The screen flickered to life, showing cities filled with lights, vast forests, and oceans teeming with life. "Humans have survived on a planet full of threats," Zorak explained. "They face extreme weather, deadly animals, and even other humans who want to harm them." A tall, muscular alien named Groth leaned forward. "But what does that mean for us?" he questioned. "Surely we can handle a few violent creatures on a distant planet." "We are much stronger," Zorak sighed. "It's not just their strength. Humans have shown a willingness to fight back against anything that threatens them. They have a history of conflict. Some say they are quick to anger and often engage in wars." At this, a murmur of fear ran through the council. "Wars? Against each other?" Lyra asked, her eyes wide. "That sounds like madness." "Yes," Zorak agreed, nodding. "But it is not only against their own kind. Humans have also fought against other species. Our scouts reported incidents where humans defended their planet against alien attacks. They did not back down even when they were outnumbered." Groth chuckled. "That is brave, I suppose, but it sounds foolish. We are far more advanced than they are. Why should we worry about a primitive race?" Zorak raised a hand to quiet the room. "This is not just about their bravery or foolishness. It is about their potential. A species that fights for survival can be unpredictable. If we misjudge them, it could lead to disaster." The room fell silent as the members considered his words. Zorak continued, "Some council members believe we should prepare for the worst. We should not assume that humans will be peaceful if we approach them. They may see us as a threat." A young member named Tessa, with bright red skin and a curious nature, spoke up. "So what do we do? Do we ignore them, or do we learn more about them?" Zorak turned to her. "I propose we send a team to Earth to investigate. We need to understand these humans better. If they are truly as dangerous as the reports suggest, we must be ready." Groth raised an eyebrow. "Are you suggesting we go to their planet?" "That sounds risky." Zorak nodded. "Yes, but it is a risk we must take. Knowledge is power, and we cannot lead the galaxy without knowing what we are dealing with." With a mix of fear and curiosity, the council members began to discuss the plan. They debated who would go on the mission and what they would look for. Some wanted to meet humans directly, while others suggested observing from a distance. As the meeting continued, one thing became clear: the council was divided. Some members were excited about the possibility of learning from humans, while others felt the weight of fear creeping in. The decision to send a team to Earth could change everything. Finally, Zorak raised his voice. "We must make a choice. We cannot ignore what we have learned. The future of our galaxy may depend on our understanding of these Deathworlders." The council members nodded slowly, realizing the importance of the moment. As they made their plans, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of something monumental. The alien team arrived on Earth with a mix of excitement and nervousness. As their sleek starship touched down in a green park, the air was filled with the sounds of chirping birds and laughter. The team stepped out onto the soft grass, looking around in awe. They had never seen a planet so vibrant and alive. The team was made up of 4 members: Zorak, the leader; Lyra, the curious observer; Groth, the strong protector; and Tessa, the quick thinker. Each one had a role to play in this important mission. They had come to learn more about humans, the Deathworlders they had heard so much about. Zorak activated a small device that projected a map of the area. "We should start by blending in," he said, glancing at the nearby humans. They looked so different from them, with their diverse skin tones, hair colors, and clothing styles. "Let's dress like them and gather information." Lyra eagerly nodded. "I want to learn how they live. Let's go to that market over there." She pointed to a bustling area filled with colorful stalls and happy people. The team agreed, excited to see how humans interacted with each other. As they approached the market, they noticed the rich smells of food in the air. Humans were selling fruits, vegetables, and delicious snacks. The bright colors of the produce caught Tessa's eye. "Look at those. They have so many varieties," she exclaimed, pointing to a stall piled high with bright red apples and yellow bananas. Groth, however, was focused on something else. "What if one of these humans tries to attack us?" he whispered, eyeing a group of young humans playing nearby. "We need to stay alert." Zorak smiled. "Remember, we are here to observe and learn, not to fight. Let's just watch for now." The team moved through the market, keeping a low profile. As they walked, they overheard conversations. Humans talked about their lives, their hopes, and their dreams. "I want to travel the world," one young woman said. "There is so much to see," another man replied. "I just want to make a difference in my community." The team listened intently, fascinated by the humans' aspirations. Suddenly, a loud noise made them jump. A small boy had knocked over a cart filled with fruits, sending apples rolling everywhere. The boy looked scared, but instead of getting angry, a nearby woman rushed over to help him. She smiled and reassured him, "It's okay. Accidents happen." The boy's face lit up with relief, and together they began picking up the fallen apples. Tessa turned to the others. "Did you see that?" She didn't yell at him. She helped him instead. The team exchanged glances, realizing that compassion was a significant part of human nature. After exploring the market, they decided to visit a nearby park filled with families enjoying picnics and playing games. The team sat on a bench and watched as humans interacted with each other. Children were laughing, adults were chatting, and everyone seemed to be having a good time. "This is amazing," Lyra said, her eyes sparkling. "They really care for each other. It's different from what we expected." Groth grunted, still cautious. "But what about their darker side? We cannot forget that they are called Deathworlders for a reason. We must see more." Zorak nodded. "You are right. We need to gather more information. Let's split up and talk to different groups of humans. We can share our findings later." The team agreed and went their separate ways, each member eager to learn more. Lyra approached a group of young people playing a game, while Tessa chatted with an artist painting a beautiful landscape. Groth stood guard nearby, keeping an eye on everything. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with orange and purple hues, the team reunited, bubbling with stories and observations. They had witnessed kindness, laughter, and creativity, but also sensed a layer of tension beneath the surface. "I still worry about what lies beneath," Groth said, his expression serious. "We need to be careful." Zorak looked around at the humans enjoying their lives. "Yes, but we also must recognize their strengths. They are more than just fighters. They are capable of great kindness." With their minds full of new knowledge, the team prepared to report back to the council. They realized that understanding humans was not going to be easy, but their journey had just begun. After a day of exploring Earth, the alien team gathered at their starship to share what they had learned. Zorak, Lyra, Groth, and Tessa were excited to discuss their findings about humans. They had seen many things, but nothing prepared them for the stories they were about to hear. As they settled into their ship, Zorak turned to the group. "I think we should talk to humans about their survival stories. We need to understand what makes them so strong." The others nodded in agreement. They had heard bits and pieces of these stories throughout the day, but now they wanted to hear them directly from the source. Tessa suggested, "Let's find some humans who have faced great challenges and overcome them. Their experiences will show us what humans are truly capable of." The team agreed and set out to find a group of people at a nearby community center where they had heard a storytelling event was taking place. When they arrived, the center was filled with people of all ages, eagerly waiting to hear stories. The atmosphere was warm and inviting. The team found a spot at the back and listened, as one by one, humans took turns sharing their tales. The first storyteller was an elderly man named Mr. Johnson. He spoke of his childhood during a terrible war. "I was only a boy," he began, his voice shaking. "We lost everything. Our home was destroyed and we had to run for our lives. But my mother always told me we can't give up. As long as we are together, we will survive." The audience listened closely as he described how they lived in hiding, always looking for food and safety. Zorak was moved by the man's story. He could see the pain in Mr. Johnson's eyes, but also the strength in his voice. "We made it through because we had each other," Mr. Johnson continued. "Family and friends kept us strong. We shared what little we had, and that made all the difference." After Mr. Johnson finished, a young woman named Maya stepped up. She had a different story to tell. "I am a survivor of a natural disaster," she said confidently. "One night, a massive storm hit our town. The winds were so strong they knocked down trees and destroyed homes. I remember running to my neighbor's house to help them. We all worked together to keep each other safe." Maya's story inspired the audience. "We lost many things that night, but we saved lives," she said. "The next day, we came together as a community. We helped each other rebuild. I learned that we are stronger together than apart." Groth, still wary, whispered to Zorak, "These are just stories. What if they are exaggerating?" Zorak shook his head. "Even if they are, it shows their spirit. They face hardships and still come together." Next, an athlete named James spoke about his struggles. "I was in a terrible accident and lost the ability to walk," he shared. "At first I felt hopeless, but I refused to give up. I trained hard and learned to walk again with the help of my friends and family. It was not easy, but I did it. Now I run marathons to inspire others." Tessa felt inspired by these stories. "Look how they all faced their challenges," she said. "They didn't back down. They found strength in each other." Finally, a mother named Sarah shared her story. "I had a sick child and felt like I was losing everything," she explained. "I fought for her health, going to every doctor and researching every possible treatment. It was exhausting, but I never lost hope. I learned that love can move mountains." As the stories continued, the aliens felt the power of human resilience. They realized that these Deathworlders were not just fighters, they were also survivors. The tales were filled with hope, love, and a strong will to overcome. After the event, Zorak, Lyra, Groth, and Tessa discussed what they had learned. "Humans have faced terrible challenges," Zorak said thoughtfully, "but they rise above them. They find strength in their connections with one another." "I can see why they are called Deathworlders," Groth admitted. "But it's not just because they fight. They fight for each other." The team returned to their ship, their minds buzzing with new insights. They understood now that the stories of survival were a key to understanding humanity. The challenges humans faced had shaped them into a strong and united species. With this newfound knowledge, the alien team prepared for their next steps. They would share these stories with the Galactic Council, hoping to change the perspective of their fellow members. The journey of understanding had only just begun. The alien team returned to their ship with a wealth of new information about humans. Their hearts were filled with hope after hearing the powerful survival stories. As they prepared to report back to the Galactic Council, Zorak knew they had a challenge ahead. He wanted to change the Council's views about humans. But would they listen? As the starship took off, Tessa sat in front of the main control panel, focused on the navigation. "We need to get our message across clearly," she said. "The Council must understand what we've learned." Zorak nodded. "Our mission is to show them that humans are more than just fighters. They are resilient, compassionate, and capable of great teamwork." Lyra chimed in, "We should highlight the stories we heard. Each one reflects the spirit of humanity. They face challenges together and support each other." Groth, still skeptical, added, "But the Council only sees strength in fighting. They might not understand the value of kindness." Zorak thought for a moment. "Then we will show them how kindness can be a form of strength. Let's prepare our presentation carefully. We need evidence, not just stories." When they arrived at the Galactic Council's headquarters, the atmosphere was tense. The Council members, a group of powerful and serious beings, were known for their strict views. They had heard about the team's mission, and many were eager to see the aliens' findings. Zorak and his team set up their presentation in a large, circular chamber. The walls were adorned with images of different planets, showcasing various species and cultures. As the Council members entered, the room buzzed with anticipation. The Council leader, a tall figure with shimmering skin, approached the team. "You have returned from Earth. What have you learned about these Deathworlders?" Zorak took a deep breath. "We have gathered stories and experiences that show the true nature of humans. They are not just strong in battle, they are also strong in heart." Lyra stepped forward. "We witnessed their ability to unite in the face of adversity. Humans face challenges together, supporting one another. They draw strength from their connections." The Council members listened, their expressions unreadable. Groth displayed images of humans helping each other, working together and sharing their struggles. He showed the faces of the storyteller Mr. Johnson, Maya, James, and Sarah, highlighting their resilience. Their survival stories proved that kindness is a vital part of their strength, Tessa added. Humans lift each other up when times are tough. They inspire one another to keep going, even when hope seems lost. As the team shared the stories, they noticed the council members shifting in their seats. Some appeared intrigued, while others seemed skeptical. Zorak pressed on, feeling the weight of their mission. The council often sees power as physical might, he continued. But we believe there is strength in compassion. Humans have shown us that bonds of love and friendship can be just as powerful as weapons. A council member with sharp features raised a brow. But what happens when they are threatened? Will they not fight to protect their own? Yes, they will, Zorak responded firmly. But their motivation comes from a place of love and protection, not pure aggression. They do not seek to conquer, they seek to survive and thrive. The room fell silent as the council members absorbed this information. Zorak could sense the tension in the air. Would they change their views? Finally, the council leader spoke. You present a compelling case. If humans are indeed capable of such compassion, it changes our perspective. We must consider their potential as allies, not just adversaries. The team felt a surge of hope. Zorak continued, we must approach humans with an open mind. If we treat them with respect and understanding, they may surprise us. One council member who had remained silent leaned forward. What do you suggest we do next? Lyra smiled. We should engage with humans, learn more about their culture, and build a relationship based on trust. They have much to teach us, and we can learn from each other. The council members exchanged glances, murmurs of agreement rippling through the group. Zorak felt a sense of relief wash over him. They had taken the first step toward changing views. As the meeting concluded, the team felt a wave of accomplishment. They had not only shared their findings, but had also opened the door for new possibilities. Together, they would work toward understanding and collaboration between the Galactic Council and Earth. Zorak knew this was just the beginning. The path ahead would be challenging, but with hope and determination, they could forge a new alliance, one built on compassion and mutual respect. The days following the council meeting were filled with excitement and uncertainty. Zorak and his team knew that they had opened a door, but the path ahead was still unclear. As they prepared to return to Earth, the team felt a mix of hope and fear. Would the Galactic Council truly change their view of humans? Back in their ship, Zorak gathered everyone for a meeting. We have a chance to make a real difference, he said, but we need to be careful. The Council's decision will affect both humans and us. Lyra, always the optimist, smiled. I believe that they will see the good in humans. We showed them how strong and caring they can be. Groth remained skeptical. But what if the Council decides to take advantage of this new relationship? What if they see humans as tools instead of allies? Tessa, who had been listening carefully, interjected, That's why we must be part of the conversation. We can help humans understand what the Council wants and what we want in return. Zorak nodded in agreement. Our role is to be mediators. We need to guide both sides toward a common understanding. But first, we must return to Earth and discuss this with the humans. As they traveled back to Earth, the team reviewed their mission. They were determined to share their findings with the human leaders. They hoped to create a plan that would benefit both humans and the Galactic Council. When they arrived on Earth, they immediately reached out to the leaders of the United Nations. The team explained their mission and the new views of the Galactic Council. The leaders listened carefully, their expressions a mix of curiosity and concern. Zorak stood in front of a group of human leaders. The Galactic Council has seen the strength of humanity, he said. They are open to building a relationship, but we need to be smart about it. We cannot allow them to exploit humans. A human leader, Ms. Ramirez, spoke up. What exactly do the Council want from us? What is the next step? Lyra replied, They want to understand your culture and values. They want to learn about your technology and how you survive on your planet. But we must ensure they respect your autonomy. The room filled with murmurs as the human leaders processed this information. Some were excited about the possibility of new allies, while others were cautious. One leader, Mr. Thompson, raised his hand. We cannot trust the Council completely. We have seen what happens when powerful beings seek to control others. We need to make sure that we remain in control of our own future. Groth stepped forward. We understand your concerns. We can help create guidelines for this relationship. It should be based on respect, not control. Together we can stand strong. The leaders of Earth exchanged glances, weighing their options. After a long discussion, Ms. Ramirez stood up. We need to make a choice. This could be an opportunity for growth and learning. But we must also protect ourselves. We can't let history repeat itself. The team agreed. They proposed forming a council that included both humans and representatives from the Galactic Council. This new council would focus on cooperation and mutual benefit. As the discussions continued, the atmosphere shifted from cautious to hopeful. The leaders began to see the potential of a partnership. Zorak felt a surge of excitement. If we can work together, we can learn from each other. Humans have unique experiences and strengths. The Galactic Council can offer technology and knowledge. Together we can thrive. Days passed, and the team worked tirelessly to draft a proposal for the new council. They wanted to ensure that both humans and aliens had an equal voice. Finally, the proposal was ready. Zorak and his team stood before the gathered leaders once more, presenting their vision. This is our chance to create a new future, Zorak declared. One where we learn from each other and grow together. After a long debate, the human leaders voted. The room was filled with tension as everyone waited for the results. Finally, Ms. Ramirez announced, "The majority has voted in favor of the proposal." Cheers erupted in the room. Zorak and his team exchanged smiles, feeling the weight of their success. They had helped bridge the gap between two worlds, creating a chance for collaboration. As they celebrated, Zorak thought about the journey ahead. They had made a choice, to stand together, to learn, and to grow. The path might not be easy, but with hope and determination, they could build a brighter future for both humans and aliens.